Dhyanamoolam Gurumurti Pujamulam Gurupradam Mantramulam Guruvakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Sri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. So we're continuing the third phase of the last time question. How do you deal with the hurtful things that people say, although it comes from their ignorance, but it still hurts, especially when they are close to you? After discussing last time what could be done, but towards the end it came back to, despite the fact that I know and I do my best for the inner peace to be non-negotiable, but still it hurts. Yes. Answer to that question perhaps may be that we are all human beings, we have our emotions, and these are the people who are near and dear to us. In a situation like this, what I would like to recommend is change of space, meaning if we remain in the same painful thought, perhaps it will hurt us more. So have some space, do something else, get out of the way, watch TV, read a book, sweep the floor, do anything to divert your mind. This is at the moment when your mind is spinning with hurt. And secondly, on a daily basis, it will continue the practice of Brahmari Pranayam every night before we go to bed. And also unwinding what we have learned much earlier and almost every year, how to sleep. Sit quietly and go over the entire day one by one and mention to you and mean it that I have nothing to do. Somebody said it the way one wants to say, but I have nothing to do. Still, sometimes your mind will spin and say, I've been doing it, but still it hurts. Yes. I also understand it will take years of practice. And try to think that had you not been practicing, to what degree will it hurt you? A lot of time, people who are practicing, and if they have cold or cough or fever, people say, you've been practicing yoga, how could you get sick? Yes, he could have or she could have been sicker or more sick had she or he not been practicing it. So let's not pay attention to those negativity and proceed. Secondly, now, I wanted to narrate a short story which I might have narrated someplace, But it's a matter of a guru and having, or a wise man and having 3 disciples. One disciple says that, Master, I live in Los Angeles. What a horrible city. Traffic, gangs, poverty, people robbing, killing each other, environment, earthquake, you name it. But now I'm deciding to go to Chicago. What do you have to say, Master? And Master says, Mr. A, please never ever go to Chicago. It's one of the horrible most city. Mr. B comes in and he says, Master, I've been so thrilled with the varieties of the people, environment, and situation in Los Angeles. But just for the sake of change, and I wanted to see what the other big city look like, I plan going to Chicago. What do you think? And the master in 10 minutes of time says, beautiful, you must go. Chicago is a heck of a city, you will love it. And after some time, Mr. C comes to him and said, Master, I'm so confused, please guide me. 20 minutes ago, when Mr. A came and you said, never ever go to Chicago. 10 minutes later, when B comes in and he says, you must go to Chicago, it's a beautiful city. There must be deeper wisdom I don't understand. Please guide me. Remember, that's the way to approach Master, always requesting the misunderstanding and or one's own ignorance rather than blaming or caring for Master saying that, hey, you don't know what you're talking. So Master says, sit down, dear. The answer is very simple. Your inner environment extends your outer reality. I will repeat. Your inner environment extends your outer reality. If internally you are so dissatisfied, the place you live, the environment around, then the same thing you're going to carry no matter where you go. So not only Chicago, but even the heaven may look hell to you. And if you have an eye of observing the beauty no matter where you are, this is your inner environment. And that's what you will project in the outside reality. So understanding this point also, bear in mind, dear friends, if we have a sense of gratitude no matter what, it will look so different. Instead of even feeling hurt, if we try to understand as to what he or she must be undergoing, let me see what I could do to help him or her out. And that way, just understanding this will bring you such a beauty and peace of mind to you. So, the statement, your inner silence is non-negotiable, is not that simple as it may always look. I also wanted to share with this a third chapter, which has 3 chapters in it. And it's so beautiful. After coming to USA in 1970, and after 8 years when I was visiting back home, one of the girls to whom I love so much, and she is like my younger sister, we each other respected so heavily, and each other respected each other's principle. And at that time, alcohol was just spreading or was being introduced in Mumbai. So when I landed there, the next day I happened to see her, went to see her, and you know what she said to me? He says, Bakul, Sonaji, what could I offer? Scotch on rock, or screwdriver, or Bloody Mary? Some of you wonder I know all those names. Anyhow, and at that time, I felt as if the earth is being moving away underneath my feet. The girl to whom I respected so dearly, and in her company I was deriving such a high values, and today she is offering me to drink. Oh my God. And I, at that moment, very simply said, no, thank you. Neither she asked further, nor I, and our matter got changed. And after half an hour, when I left her and I was coming home, I got so horribly hurt. And I said, how come? How did I change so that, understand my thinking, how I must have changed so that she offered me a drink? Something must have been wrong with my behavior. And I was feeling so bad, I could not answer. And I said, my God, people change that so rapidly. In just 4 to 8 years' time, I'm in USA. She has been changed so much. So I thought, no, let me go and talk to her again. I went again to her and I says, how dare you do this? And he says, I, meaning me, being in USA for so long, that doesn't matter. Even a drop of beer hasn't touched me. Did you say something wrong? How? Why did you offer me this? And so I was blaming her again, understand. And she couldn't say anything. She also had tears in her eyes, thinking that she hurt me. I had, of course, because we loved each other so closely, more than a brother and sister at the younger age can love each other. It was such a painful event. And we are talking about your inner peace is non-negotiable. A week later, again, we met. And I told her that I'm sorry this thing happened and what must have been my behavior which might have impacted you. to see to offer me. And at that time she says, you know, brother, nothing has changed in you, but I thought that you have come from states in that environment over there. You might have been socially exposed to this kind of environment. So let me offer you, and in case you would have had it at that time, I would have taken pleasure in guiding you not to drink it. But I did not want to just blame upon you and saying that, hey, you went there for 8 years. Are you drinking? Instead of that, I just offered you that drink. It's not that I encourage it. It's not that I drink it. So understanding the environment into a deeper state and still lovingly, caringly understanding the environment and how to help. If the cause is based upon love, initially it may feel bad, but it does not leave you a hurt feeling. It builds up even a stronger bond. But the communication is the key. And at the time of being hurt, if we have the feeling of clearer understanding and with an inner assurance that how come my sister could even dare to offer me a drink, and the same way she could also feel that my brother will never drink and must not have touched that culture, but in case if the influence of the ambience environment can or would have brought this change, then this may be the time I have to compliment my brother, saying that you have such a beautiful wisdom and clarity in understanding, and you must have been just holding the glass in your hand, but you must not have even sipped in it, explaining to your local colleague and friends how horrible it is. So I understand you, I respect you, and I love you. So if the love remains in the core of relationship, and if we understand each other well, then your inner silence is non-negotiable, becomes so easily reality. And when the hurt happens at that time, Is it really the other person who is hurting you, or your non-clarity or misunderstanding or confusion? Detailed contemplation and understanding this golden nugget type advice or declaration is so much appreciated. Otherwise, our interpretation will go on the way our Vikshepi mind takes us to. So understanding these three distinct chapters as to what can be done. In other situations also, our mind can play any trick, and mind will be playing tricks. Mind will say that, hey, we are not saint. We do our best, but still, he should not have hurt me, or she should not have hurt me. She does not know what love is all about. She does not know what love is all about. Do you understand that what love is all about? And if you would have known what love is all about, why wait for the love to be reciprocated? Even if your lover tells you that I hate you, I don't love you, but if in your heart it is, then don't worry, you may love me or not, but I love for both of us. Wow, what a statement. I love for both of us. And many times I have seen once a doubt, always a doubt. And the doubt comes from possession, doubt comes from mindness only. It was a matter of one more little episode. It was a matter of one gentleman got temporary relocation to another cities where the guy was asked to work like a crazy hour, and he could not even write to his wife. And his wife, other friends informed that, you see, the moment you send your husband somewhere, he must have been hooked up with somebody else. And so no wonder he doesn't call you. And she had doubt. On top of it, her doubt were reinforced with this kind of comment from her other friends. So she takes up a flight without informing him he sees coming. Luckily, that day being hot, the guy had his main door open and he was sitting at his desk writing something. So the wife happens to arrive, taking a taxi, and she was kind of shocked to see the door being open. She reaches there and stands at the doorstep watching him. He was holding the pen in his hand like this, and tears were running down his eyes. And she's thinking, you see, he must have been in love with somebody. Otherwise, he cannot cry. So after boiling inside for a couple of minutes, she's rushing to him, grabs his neck, and he says, "What the hell are you doing? You forgot me?" And the guy has nothing to say. He remains silent. More he remained silent, the angrier she got. And after that, she wanted to express her anger, tearing the letter that the guy was writing to his new girlfriend. And when she went to grab that letter, she found out that his new girlfriend is no other than herself, the same old wife to whom he was writing a letter. And in that environment, he was so lost that the tears were running out, mentioning that environment is such, I am so heavily busy, I don't find time to write, but I just found even on Sunday, half hour to write to you. And last sentence, she reads, you are my inseparable part of life. That melted her, and she cried. And both of them, they hugged and cried and cried. And at that time, each one of them felt what love can be. So, dear friend, doubt kills most of us. Never ever compare. Yours is yours. And bearing in mind, it is our inner feeling that projects our exterior reality. So, may we try to realize what love is, what expectation can be, and still wish each other compassion, love, and peace. With this, dear friend, we end this chapter, and next Monday we'll have some other question. Hari Om.